What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 5 of the Gay Game On podcast, bringing you the hot takes, latest stories, and spicy picks surrounding New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, and Grassani. Joined as always by Michael Cunningham, Alex Reich, David Heller, Kern, and Marcellus Murdock. You can listen to the podcast right now on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at GetYourGameOnP. With all that said, it's time to get your game on.
Yo.
All right, what's going on?
Yo,
everyone.
What's good?
What's up?
Doing?
Fantastic.
So yeah, before we kick off the show, two little bits of big programming information. Number one, unfortunately, Chris obviously couldn't be here for this episode because we told you last week that he's going to miss both episodes 4 and episode 5, but we do expect him back for episode 6. So we look forward to having Chris back, and unfortunately David couldn't make this episode due to personal reasons, but again, we do expect him back from episode 6. So we look forward to having both David and Chris back for Full House for episode 6. But we do have extremely good news regarding this podcast, that we have officially added if you heard in the intro, we have officially added a 6th member to the Get Your Game On podcast family. And Michael, since you're so close with them, introduce our new member.
Honestly, this guy is related to me on my mother's side. I'm starting to think because he's ugly that he has to be related to me. Joking aside.
Okay.
Already coming in with the shots.
All joking aside, I love him he's my cousin, but I love him like a brother. That blood couldn't put us any more close together.
He knows that.
And he may probably he's the only one that may have a chance to beat me one-on-one on this podcast. Let's clear the air with that. I gotta say, my cousin, my brother, my family, Marcellus Murdock, who is going to be our 6th member. We may replace him for David, but who knows?
Happy to be on the show.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. We really look forward to having you, and definitely looking forward to having a lot of conversations with you, both about basketball and about other sports. So, Marcellus, it's great to have you, and we're looking forward to making a ton of great memories on this, both on and hopefully away from this podcast one day.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ready to dive in? Because I'm ready to dive in. All right.
What do you play songs now?
all right. So, all right. We're gonna dive right in. Big basketball show today with both March Madness and the NBA. We're gonna be talking both this episode, and we're gonna start off with March Madness, and we're gonna go locally for March Madness because one of our local teams, because we always say it's a New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia podcast in the intro. But one of our local teams, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, they did pretty all right at the tournament. They got a big win at Clemson for their first March Madness win since, I believe, 1983, I believe.
And we weren't even alive then.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been a long time. So
I got something to say.
Congratulations to Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Mike, you want to say something?
Yeah, here's the thing. Rutgers is not known for basketball. They're not known. Their women's basketball program in the early 2000s, mid 2000s was a powerhouse. They were a good powerhouse. They were like the Stanford, the UConn. But the men's program, they were on the back burner. They were known for only football, I believe. Yeah. And what division, Alex? What division is Rutgers for college basketball? What division are they in?
I believe it's Division 1.
Not division. I meant conference. Bubblehead.
Oh,
you said division though, Michael. I believe.
I'm conference.
They are in the Big Ten conference.
The Big Ten conference. Okay. I'm saying this. I was proud of Rutgers. Because I thought when I was a kid I couldn't pronounce Rutgers, so I called it Rugrats. That's a little humor. Point is, Rutgers, man, they did well. They shouldn't have put their heads out high. They did something that they haven't did in over 30 years. Win the March Madness. Seton Hall, I'm telling you guys this. Seton Hall did it last year. They upset 2 years ago. They had the best record, their best record in years since 2004. 2003. 1 year they were in, I believe, they were in the Final Four 1 year. Seton Hall was back in the day. Way back in the day, they were in the Final Four. People be sleeping on Jersey college teams, guys. They'll be sleeping on it. I'm saying, the New Jersey teams in general are becoming a powerhouse. Give it 5 more years. Because Jersey, we
didn't Fairleigh Dickinson make it to the tournament a couple of years ago?
Back in a couple of years ago, they did okay.
Yeah, I believe that was awesome. My girlfriend actually went to Fairleigh Dickinson, by the way.
Here's the thing: Fairleigh Dickinson is the one in Hackensack team. It's 10 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
10 minutes away. And I'm saying this on record, Adam, from the big guy talking to the big guy. I'm saying this on record, on God, on my set, that Fairleigh Dickinson in the next 3 years will probably make the March Madness tournament, the NCAA tournament.
I honestly, they made it a couple of years ago. I think it was 2018 when they made it.
Yeah, they will do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's definitely exciting times for college basketball in New Jersey. But unfortunately, Rutgers did suffer a really tough loss in the next round, the run of what was that, I believe 32.
Yeah, who did they lose to, Adam?
They lost the second seed Houston, and it's not just the fact that they lost to Houston, because let's be honest, most of us expected them to lose to Houston anyway. It's how they lost to Houston. They were up by, I believe, 8 points in the final 4 minutes of the game, and
Houston just destroyed them.
And then Houston just went on an unbelievable run, and they ultimately won the game 63-60. And I don't like to do this because I've gained a lot of respect to him over the years with how he's turned this program around, but I got to call Rutgers head coach Steve Palinki, because you saw, if anyone who watched that game, towards the end of the game, you saw the Rutgers go away from their natural offense and try to run down the clock. They're trying to run down the clock instead of trying to score, and that completely changed the flow of their offense. And you could see they scored, they got to 60 points, and they didn't score a basket from the rest of the game. And I definitely think that, focusing on shooing away the clock instead of going to saying, hey, we gotta get more points, our lead's not safe. I think that mentality ultimately cost Rutgers the game.
100%. And I'm saying this on record that Rutgers should keep their head up high. They have nothing to lose that game, man.
Don't worry. I'm not saying that. They definitely should keep their head up high. Yeah,
they played great basketball.
Oh, definitely.
When you're in a college program, D1 program, D1A basketball, all basketball fans and all basketball players that play D1 basketball have 2 goals: go to the NBA and play in the March Madness tournament. That's what they breathe. That's what they breathe, and that's what they live. Those 2 things. It goes from R.J. Barrett to Zion to Cole Anthony to my main man, who probably maybe my cousin, who knows by DNA test, Cade Cunningham. I can see it, boys. How it doesn't matter. And I say the best player, I think, in college basketball today, right now, is Cade Cunningham and the guy from Duke, Matt Hurt. Honestly, Matt Hurt. Now you talk. Okay, now you talk.
You want to say something, Marcellus?
I mean, I thought I had to give Rutgers a little bit of credit because, the defense is pretty good. It's been pretty good all year. It's a tough Houston team, but what do you guys think they'll do against Syracuse?
Houston and Syracuse. I think Houston will win that game, but would I be shocked if Syracuse puts up the upset? I would not be shocked.
First of all, My cousin John Wilson, who is a diehard Syracuse fan, when Syracuse won last week, I had a freaking guilt that had Syracuse winning in the locker room. So if Syracuse loses, I will rub it in his face because I'm tired of Syracuse. Oh wait, like the last time they were even relevant when they had Carmelo Anthony. That was over 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
I would like to add something.
Go ahead, Alex.
Go ahead, Pringle.
That guy Boheim is unreal offensively, and I think he's going to be a big problem to Houston. And I do feel like that Syracuse has a big edge.
Lies. You can't even say that with a straight. You can't even say that with a straight face. You lying. Now, all joking aside, buddy.
He did go off last game.
He did go off. But that was true. Let's see what he can do to Houston, who has a great defense. Their defense is amazing.
Yeah.
People sleep on Houston's defense. Let's see what he can do. Because honestly, college basketball, you only play 2 defense max. The zone defense and man-to-man, or you press. Only 3. 3 defenses.
They might end up doing what USC did tonight.
If I were to say, I'll play zone from the start. No, I'll play man-to-man. Man-to-man gets crushed. You go to the zone.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You throw a lob over a zone, you're going to get dunked. I will pressure all the way for Houston. Focus on that one player. Make that one player do something. Boban do have like 1 good game max. And I'm saying this on record. If any team could beat Gonzaga, that's going to be hard. And I'm going to tell you my opinion, change the topic. I'm saying Gonzaga to see odds on favorite to win the 20. And who's the best? And Baylor is what? The best defense in the country?
I would say Baylor's the best defense in the country, yeah.
Yeah.
Impersonating the greatest basketball play-by-play announcer, Dick Vitale. It's basketball mania. It's crazy. It is crazy, boy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, it's crazy to think that the best offense is going to be the best defense. I'm as God talking to God. Your 2021 NCAA tourney is going to stay in Gonzaga, and they're going to win. This is their redemption year. Because I remember me and Alex were watching that game. We had a basketball game the night before. Remember that year, Alex? We were watching that game on the big screen in the classroom.
Yep.
You were watching Gonzaga lost to the championship that Monday. Me and Alex were watching that game together. He was pissed because I told him Gonzaga was going to beat UNC. And I hate UNC to death. 3 things I hate in life: UNC Tar Heels, crazy women, and Cameron, whatever his last name, that went to my school. There's 3 people I hate in life. And UNC wins. I just can't deal with UNC winning. Point is, boys. Adam, let's go to everyone's favorite hot take.
All right, before we get to that, I do want to bring up one more matchup. The matchup that shook the country by storm. The matchup that sent millions of brackets burning into a flames. That, of course, is Oral Roberts upsetting Ohio State 75-72 in the first round. I think this shows like how crazy and unpredictable, the NCAA tournament really is, because every single year, pretty much every single year, you're always going to get one of these type of upsets, really.
Screwed up, guys.
Well, really, Oral Roberts has the leading scorer in the nation going into it.
They were the best offensive team.
He's the best player in the nation. He was the best.
He's the best player in the nation, the leading scorer
yeah.
in the nation. So I knew he was going to give Ohio State a problem. I really wasn't high on Ohio State going into the tournament.
Yeah,
because they started losing towards the end.
Yeah, one of my close friends from high school is a big Ohio State fan. I texted him after the game. He's like, "Don't talk to me." Yeah. So, but again, it just proves like how crazy the tournament is, and I will also say though, I think this year, the committee, I'm not bashing the committee or anything, but I think this year they had a tougher time seeding all teams because of obviously the pandemic. You couldn't like get as good of a look of all these teams as you normally would. So I definitely think this year it was harder for the committee to seed all these teams than it would be like in a normal tournament.
Oh, Adam, I just wanted to add something to the Oral Roberts.
Go ahead.
Seeing Aberdeen Christian win was amazing and just as exciting as Oral Roberts beating a good team.
Yeah, I definitely see that. So now we're done talking college basketball. We're gonna transition to everyone's favorite segment of the show. That is, of course, Mike's hot take. Michael, take it away.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, what would be my hot take today? I'm gonna say, my hot take will be on the late great, the guy that just passed away today, Elgin Baylor.
Oh man,
Hall of
rest in
Famer.
peace.
This dude was so nice. He was scoring 30 points without the 3-point line. One of my dad's all-time favorite players was Elgin Baylor. Great guy, great human being. Was part of the reason why the Lakers were dominant in the 50s and 60s and sort of the 70s. Because you had Wilt Chamberlain and you had Jared DeLogo and you had Elgin Baylor. The original big three for any sport. They were the original big three. And it sucks. Like, you see a lot of trailblazings going on in the world nowadays. You don't know how pure the world is. And I know this guy's just about sports, but be thankful for the people you be around and what the game meant to you. There's like a few African-American men growing up, the game changed, in my opinion, to majority black, Spanish, white, everything. Man, he's the reason why, like, my dad played in college and used his number all the time. He was number 22. That was my dad's number because of Elgin Baylor. Probably the best scorer in NBA history, if not the third best Laker between Kobe and Magic. I don't care what a 17-year-old kid from Texas says. I'm not going to mention the dude's name because he lives in Texas and he's probably friends with Alex. So I ain't going to mention the dude's name. Because some idiotic kid from Texas said that Kobe Bryant isn't the best player in Laker history. Because who's, in your opinion, who's the greatest Laker of all time?
My opinion,
Adam, who's the greatest Laker of all time?
I'm gonna go Kareem.
Cuz, how about you?
Best player of all time.
Greatest Laker of all time.
Greatest Laker of all time.
I'm gonna let you guys all talk. I want you guys all be a part of my.
Wilt Chamberlain.
You say Wilt? Okay. Yeah, Alex. How about you?
I would have to go with Kareem.
I gotta say Kobe. Here's why I say Kobe. I've been the only NBA player in history to have the same team, play 20 years with the same team, and also have his number retired with two different numbers with the same franchise. Name any player that did it. Jordan, man, that's why I say Kobe's the greatest Laker. 20 years, 10 seasons with the Lakers, with number 8, 10 seasons with 24. Just like Alex's mom, but naked in the shower, but that's a different story. How's that for a muttering little boy? All joking aside, like, Kobe is the greatest Laker, probably in Laker history. Like, he made the Lakers be good at the Shaq level. Everyone thought the Lakers were going to be terrible. Once they got rid of Shaq, and then when they fired Phil Jackson, they hired Phil Jackson back. Kobe got his 2 rings. And I'm saying this on record. The 3 greatest Lakers of all time. And I'm a diehard Laker fan. Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Elgin Baylor, Shaq. Those are my top 5 greatest Lakers. Because I think Shaq was more dominant than Kareem. Even though Kareem had the skyhook, Shaq could dunk without jumping. You know how impossible that hard that is? You were 7 foot 1, and you don't need to dunk. And Shaq was out of shape and fat like Charles Barkley.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm saying this on record. Do I think Elgin Baylor is probably ranked the top 10 should be ranked the top 10 players of all time? Yes. Do I think the Lakers are the greatest franchise of all time? Yes. Do I think my Knicks are going to make to the playoffs this year? Yes. Do I ever think Alex will ever hook up with a girl again? Nope.
All right, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. I have to cut you off there, but excellent segment. Like you brought the heat as always, and definitely rest in peace, Elgin Baylor. You know, basketball legend, and
oh come on, Alex,
we know he's in a better place with God right now. So definitely rest in peace. So we're gonna move on to the NBA and. So
we just did NBA. Oh, yeah, we did college. My bad.
We did college. All right. We're gonna move on to NBA. Some unfortunate news on the injury front as both two players recently went down with injuries. Of course, we know the LeBron injury, and
he's out for 2-3 weeks.
When I watched that injury, like it really just hit me how much of an athletic like superhuman LeBron is, because I feel like if pretty much any other, basketball player or sport that they had that injury, I think that might be a season ender. Like it just shows like how much of a physical freak LeBron is.
Here's the thing about LeBron, Adam. Sorry to cut you off, buddy. LeBron has the best training regimen in the NBA history of all time.
No doubt.
This guy is 36 years old and he's playing like how he played when he first entered the league. Still has the same jumping ability since he was 18. Actually, since he was 15. LeBron's been in the league playing in the public eye since he was 15 years old, and he still was dunking like it's nothing. Guys, he drinks red wine. He eats damn tacos every week for Taco Tuesday. He's still in great shape. Like, dang. And I'm saying, LeBron said this on record. He wants to play with both of his sons in the NBA. That's his dream. Honestly, Bronny James will be in the NBA in the year of 2025. He will be in the NBA. LeBron will probably be having his 3 to 5 years left after that. Because we all know LeBron's going to be an owner once he leaves the NBA. He's going to buy the Cavs or he's going to buy the Lakers.
Speaking of that,
I don't know if he'll buy the Lakers. I don't know if he'll buy the Lakers. I could see him buying the Cavs though.
He did buy some stuff.
Yeah, he also bought part of the Red Sox, which
yeah.
Well, he's a partial owner of the Red Sox, but Alex, that's baseball. We don't care about baseball, especially the Red Sox. Like we'll me and Adam be biased when we curse every single Red Sox fan in Boston.
Yeah. We'll definitely get in some baseball talk like in a later episode as regular season is almost upon us. But getting back to LeBron's injury, I definitely think this hurts the Lakers because
I don't think it hurts the Lakers, honestly.
I think it's let me explain why how I think it hurts the Lakers, because I think it hurts them in terms of like the seeding and potential home field advantage, because now they're gonna have several games like without LeBron James and without Anthony Davis. I know Anthony Davis is back in a week, I believe, but still that you're still gonna be playing like several games with without like your two biggest stars. And it's always been like a big question I've had with Lakers is, do they have enough depth behind LeBron and Anthony Davis? I know they've got great players like Kyle Kuzma. I'm getting is Montrezl Harrell still with the Lakers?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm pretty sure he is, but that's another name. But they've got some good pieces, but. Let me compare. Like, obviously, I'm a Nets fan. Like, when you look even beyond the big three of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, you got guys like Blake Griffin. You got Joe Harris, who's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Landry Shamet, DeAndre Jordan, Nicholas Cox has been playing really well. Bruce Brown. You've got the Nets have got so much depth to support behind their stars that even if like obviously like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving being out for the game against the Trailblazers and James Harden being questionable, the Nets still have like some pieces. They still have like some pieces that you could see them squeeze out like a win or two. Like, I don't know if I see that same depth with the Lakers.
Honestly, I just saw the Lakers schedule. They're third in the West right now. They're third. And I'm saying this, third in the West. They play 3 games without LeBron, a couple games without AD. I'm saying they get AD back in a couple days. They win with AD. But here's the thing: can AD keep LeBron? Because we all figured out how when AD went down for a couple games last season, LeBron held it down, and he was holding it down, keep them in second place with LeBron. That's impressive. Fact or fict, Adam? Fact or fict?
I'd say that's fact.
And I'm saying LeBron is like, he's going to play in a week max because he knows how much this playoff race means to us. He's going to come back in a week. LeBron always plays on his injury. Mm-hmm. He only missed a couple games in his career, that much. Only major injury he had was his groin injury in 18 and 19 season. That's his major injury he had.
Yeah.
He missed like 20 games. Because he knew they weren't making the playoffs that year.
Yeah, Alex Marcellus, you wanted to chime in?
Yeah, just looking at the Lakers schedule, I do see them beating Cleveland and the Pelicans. And the game I'm looking forward to is April 31st, Bucks at Lakers.
That's definitely gonna be a big game,
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of the net, we did do a little bit of Nets talk. I want to do a little bit of Nets talk on this episode. Blake Griffin recently made his season debut with the Nets in the game. I believe it was against the Wizards, who I gotta complain about something. For some reason, the Wizards always seem to have our number this season. Like, the Wizards have been like one of the worst teams in the NBA. Like, aside from Bradley Beal, who's having an outstanding season, and Russell Westbrook, who's having a pretty good season as well, the Wizards don't have anything. Like, they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. And yeah, like, they've beat the Nets twice already, and they almost beat the Nets like this past game as well. So for some reason, like, why does like one of the worst teams in the NBA just for some reason they just have our number this season, and I don't get it. Like,
honestly, you should have started Blake Griffin from the jump. That's why that's why they had your number.
I'm gonna get to that right now. Like, I was just about to get that, Michael. Thank you. So Blake Griffin made his debut with the Nets. He played about 15 minutes, had 2 points, which by the way, both those 2 points were on a dunk, his first dunk since December of 2019. So for everyone who was saying, "Oh my God, Blake Griffin can't dunk anymore," he quickly debunked that narrative. So Blake Griffin, like, Blake Griffin also. And this is something that this has always been a personal beef of mine with Blake Griffin, like, as a basketball player. I don't think for a guy his size he blocks enough. He has enough blocks. Like, I believe this past season had like average like 0.1 blocks per game. And I'm like, a guy of his athleticism, I think, in my opinion, should have more blocks, but that's another story another day. But that game, he actually had a big block on Bradley Beal. So I'm like, I remember watching that. I was going nuts. But again, like, here's my one problem. Here's my one question mark with the Nets and Blake Griffin. And like, where does Blake Griffin fit into the Nets rotation? Because when you look at the Nets, like, it's when Kevin Durant comes back. Because when Kevin Durant comes back, like, just to go over the Nets, like, right now, like, they're eventually gonna get Kevin Durant back. They're still in the mix for Andre Drummond. There are also rumors that they could potentially trade Spencer Dinwiddie for like another piece. Like, I've heard them in talks with them, like, to get a piece like JJ Redick, Andre Iguodala. I'm not saying like they're necessarily going to happen, but that's definitely like some possibilities. So when you figure all those possibilities in, and you have like a rotation with Jeff Green, Nicholas Claxton, who I mentioned before, he's been playing exceptionally well. DeAndre Jordan, Joe Harris, Bruce Brown, like, all these guys, like, how can the Nets like consistently get Blake Griffin, productive minutes is my question. And I know, like, I do expect like Blake Griffin to have more than 2 points like next time he goes out there. I do expect Blake Griffin to improve, but my only question is like, how are the Nets going to give him like valuable minutes, like without taking away too much from other players. Where it's like once Kevin Durant comes back, and ultimately they make all their trade deadline moves.
Honestly, for me, Adam, you guys need to start Blake Griffin from the jump. Here's why: you guys he's good for small ball, and see if you get Andre Iguodala to come to that, you trade for Iggy. You know how great that would be. You have Iggy at the 4, Blake at the 5, KD at 3. You keep Harden and Kyrie, which is the best offensive duo in the NBA backcourt. That's a great backcourt.
That would definitely be.
Because Harden can give you 25
unbelievable.
Easily.
That would be unbelievable. Yeah, I agree. I do think I definitely think the Nets should start Blake Griffin eventually. I still think they should do it now. I think they should bring him off the bench for a couple more games just to get him back into like as close to his like peak basketball shape as possible.
Here's the thing: Harden, when he first came to the Nets, was in terrible basketball shape.
Yeah, and it didn't take long for him to get back into basketball shape. I'll expect it. I mean, Blake Griffin might take a little bit longer, but I don't expect Blake Griffin to take too much longer to get to really get back to his like maybe not. I'm not sure if we can expect all-star level Blake Griffin, but I do think he can still be like a really effective player in the NBA.
I think we're gonna get the good Blake Griffin because he didn't want to play in Detroit at all.
Oh yeah,
he was so
who really wants to play in Detroit anyway?
Exactly.
I apologize to all our Detroit listeners if there are any.
But exactly. So I definitely think he still has something left in the tank. He just didn't want to show us because he couldn't do it on Detroit. So he has a chance right now with Brooklyn around some superstars.
Yeah,
superstar caliber players. So
and again, a lot of great role players, like I mentioned.
Yeah, it'll make them better.
Yeah,
I'm saying
that's one thing that's one thing the Nets like always do great at. They're always great at developing and getting like the most out of the players. You saw it with D'Angelo Russell. Look how they turned him into an all-star. He had an all-star season with them. Look at how they developed Karis LeVert, Jared Allen. Again, you look at all of the guys that were considered like cast-offs, like from other teams, or they were considered, like washed-up old players, and they come to the Nets and they start thriving. So I definitely expect like something similar with Blake Griffin.
Absolutely. Blake Griffin's going to be, if he starts, going to be a 15-10 guy. I don't think he's going to be an 18-10 guy. He's going to be a 15-10 guy.
Honestly, if Blake Griffin could be a 15-10 guy on this Nets team, I would sign up for that in a heartbeat. Like, in a heartbeat.
He will.
Definitely. So.
Oh, Adam, I just wanted to add something.
Go ahead, Alex.
I just wanted to hear your thoughts on Joe Harris.
Oh, Joe Harris. I love Joe Harris.
Yeah.
He's in, because here's the thing about Joe Harris. Like, I think he fits the offense so well, because here's the thing: when you have an offense with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, like, teams are gonna be so worried about those guys that it is so easy for them just to leave like Joe Harris wide open, like in the corner for a three, or leave him open like at the top of the key. It's so easy for one of KD, Harden, Kyrie to just kick it to Joe Harris, and then he makes a three. I think he just fits this offense perfectly. Like, I love Joe Harris. Like, I love watching him play. Like, he's definitely like one of my favorite players on the team. So yeah, now that we're done talking Nets, we're gonna start talking a little bit of NBA trade deadline. Well, before that, I wanted to mention since we're talking injuries, like, you guys heard about the injury to LaMelo Ball? That was definitely like, man, your heart goes out to him. He is having such a good year. He is, in a way, like, I'm not trying to disrespect Lonzo Ball or anything, but this season he was what we expected, Lonzo Ball to be, like that kind of like star level player. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect Lonzo Ball. He's a very good player, but so far, like, we haven't seen like that level of stardom.
Melo Ball is going to win Rookie of the Year award. He's going to win it over Anthony Edwards or anybody in his class. He's winning it. He's the best rookie.
I definitely think he's the best rookie.
I think he's the best rookie too.
Oh, easily.
I like watching him play. His playmaking ability is crazy.
He's going to be an all-star.
He'll be a superstar.
He's going to be a superstar. He's going to be an MVP in the league. He's going to be an MVP of the league soon. And like,
Charlotte's not bad this year either.
They will make the playoffs in a couple years from now. They will make the playoffs.
Terry Rozier's playing his best right now.
He doesn't want to get up by rookie. What do you expect?
Just saying.
Okay, boys.
All right, so
we're running
a bit low. We're running a bit low on time, but I do want to get into a couple more stories. I wanted to quickly just touch up on the NBA trade that if you guys have heard, the Bucks made a big trade. They traded PJ Tucker, Rodion Kurucs, and a 2022 first-round pick, which was actually the Bucks' first-round pick originally. So Houston is trading like those 4 pieces to Milwaukee for DJ Alneen, DJ Wilson at 23 unprotected first-round pick, and a swap from 2021 first-round pick for Milwaukee's first-round pick, unless it falls to 1 through 9. So that's definitely a big trade for Milwaukee, because again, like, you add PJ Tucker to who's a great defender, great wing defender, to a team that already has Giannis and Jrue Holiday. That's definitely a big boost to the Bucks.
Yeah, I think that's a great move for PJ Tucker because you have a guy that can defend like crazy. And he's the best corner 3 man in the business.
Yeah,
great.
That's
great
for the Bucks
because
definitely
if they play small ball, they could put PJ 5.
He's a nice veteran to have on a team, championship team.
Yeah.
He's like a good Robert Horry. He reminds me of a Robert Horry of the of basketball.
Yeah, but Robert Horry can score.
Yeah. I gotta mention.
So can PJ Tucker, Tucker at peace.
Yeah, he can every now and then.
Yeah. Before we wrap up the show, speaking of this trade, I gotta bring out one stuff. Obviously, like, I don't like to bring up these type of subjects on the podcast, but I gotta bring this up. Did you guys hear about the Rodion Kurucs story? Like,
I haven't.
He just as a Nets fan, like, when he was in the Nets, we heard about this story, but at this time it was just allegations. It just didn't like manifest anything. But Rodion Kurucs recently pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct following an arrest of 2019 for domestic violence, including like choking his girlfriend during an argument. It's definitely disturbing stuff, and I honestly don't think, like, right now under this agreement he's going to be completing a 16-week domestic violence program, but honestly I don't see Kurucs lasting long with the Bucks at all.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if he was like a decent enough player, then maybe the Bucks would consider like bringing him back. But honestly, as a Nets fan who has watched Rodion Kurucs, I can safely tell you all, he ain't poop. So yeah, I definitely think the Bucks should definitely move on from Kurucs quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, that type of stuff has no place in our society. So yeah, hate to end the show on such a somber note, but we're starting to run a little bit low on time here. So is there anything you guys I'd love to want to say regarding the NBA? Any other final points?
Guys, we know what time it is.
It's time for our bets of the episode. We're gonna recap our last episode. I finally got my first W of the season. I bet Rutgers over Clemson on the money line. Rutgers came up huge for me. Like, that was years I remember I was watching that game. I was going nuts. I finally got my first W of the season. So
About
I'm now
time.
1-3.
About bloody time.
All right. All right. And guess what? I'm not the only one who got my first W. Alex had Illinois over Drexel on the money line. Illinois
About
won,
time.
and Alex got his first W of the season. So clap it up, Alex. We're both 1-3.
That's
About time. Y'all don't suck. Congratulations.
Okay, Michael, you don't really have any right to talk, because guess what, Michael? You took an L last week. You had North Carolina over Wisconsin. Wisconsin, won over North Carolina. So, Michael, you take an L. You're now 2-2, and
I have a better
David-
record than both you fools
All right.
combined.
all right. Alex had. Chris had Winthrop over Villanova on the money line. Villanova won, so Chris took an L there. He's now 2-2, and David had Liberty over Oklahoma State on the spread plus 7.5. Oklahoma State covered the minus 7.5 fairly easily. So David, after starting out 2-0, David has now lost 2 straight, and David is now 2-2. So here the standings
Chris,
are
you got
David
Chris.
2-2, Michael 2-2, Chris 2-2, me and Alex are 1-3, and in total we are 8-12. So we're on to episode 5. Since I'm a reigning champion, since Chris and David obviously couldn't make the show, but they did text our picks to us, so I'm just gonna read them on the air now. David has Michigan over LSU on the spread. Last time we checked straight, it's -5, so we're gonna official record now is Michigan over LSU on the spread, -5 for David's pick, and Chris has Oregon over Iowa on the money line. So those are those 2 picks, and I'm gonna go first. I've kind of gotten risky over the past couple of my picks, so
You have.
So for this one, I'm gonna I don't like to be boring and play it safe, but I'm gonna play it safe this time. I'm gonna go to the NBA. It's a late night game on the West Coast at 10 p.m. at the Staples Center. I got the LA Clippers covering the -6.5 over the Atlanta Hawks. Clippers are playing great this season. Kawhi Leonard's having a great season. Atlanta Hawks have been. Atlanta Hawks aren't doing bad, but Clippers are just clearly the better team. So I definitely think they'll cover the 6.5 fairly easily. So I got the Clippers over the Hawks -6.5.
All right, Alex, you up.
His name is Corey Kissport from Gonzaga.
All right, Corey Kissport from Gonzaga. All right, and you have him over what?
Over 14 points.
All right, over 14 points. All right.
Hey, Cuzzo, who are you picking?
All right, Marcellus, you got a pick?
so. I'm gonna be bold here, and I'm gonna pick the Hawks to cover the spread against the Clippers.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go against David.
My family, Adam, we go big or go home. That's what we do in this family, in the Cunningham Memorial family.
Just gonna say, let me explain it too. I want to explain it to you guys.
Go ahead.
So I don't know if you guys realize, but ever since Lloyd Pierce got fired, the Hawks have been 8-0 under Nate McMillan.
He's been right. He's right.
Basketball as of late.
Yeah, they definitely been playing great. They're definitely on a hot streak.
And the Clippers have been okay, but I don't know if you saw, but Kawhi has been complaining about the lack of consistency that they've had recently. So I don't know.
All right.
Gotta see.
All right, definitely very interesting pick there, Marcellus. All right, Michael, you're last up. Bring the heat.
Okay, boys. We've been doing this show for this is our 5th episode. We've been doing 5th.
Yep.
5th episode. My record's 2-2. Last week I picked my 2 wins. I was 1-1, then I became 2-1, then I became 2-2. Am I correct, boys? Am I wrong, Alex?
You're correct.
Correct.
Last week I bet on North Carolina. to go against Wisconsin to cover the score plus the minus post score against Wisconsin. It didn't do too well. It didn't. Whew, man, decisions, boys. My cousin, on the hand, took a very, very bold pick of picking the Hawks against the Clippers. And one of my closest friends on the planet took the Celtics versus the Hawks. Am I right? Right or wrong, Adam?
Clippers, you mean?
Clippers over the Hawks.
Yeah.
My cousin took Hawks over Clippers. Well, I'm gonna pick this team. I want to pick is going to surprise everybody because I haven't watched, I haven't been a fan of them because I hated the team, the city. So I've been to the city so many times and it's whack and it's racist. But however, this is basketball. This is strictly business, not personal, Adam. Everybody knows, and a famous R-star said, when you play 2K, you never pick them for sports. You never pick them. You never pick them for sports, boys. You never pick them for sports. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You never pick them for sports. Because you never pick Utah in 2K because they always been last. Because they'll always be last in sports. So this week, I'm going to change it. I'll pick the Utah Jazz first to beat the Bulls to cover the spread by 4 points. 4 points.
All right. So you're picking the Jazz to cover the spread, 4 points. All right, so
over the Bulls, 4 more.
Michael, I love the way you just built that up.
I told you, you never pick the Jazz unless it's a last minute decision.
All right,
I'm going with the Jazz, boys.
All right, and that does it for our bets of the week, and that does it for this episode. Marcellus, we thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure having you on. We definitely look forward to having you on for more episodes in the future.
I appreciate that. I definitely will be on some more.
Oh, definitely.
He's a host now, Adam. Of course he'll be on the show.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. Again, we're really excited to have you on.
We fired David for Marcellus.
we fired David for Marcellus. We'll keep that behind. We'll keep that behind the scenes. So, any final thoughts on Marcellus, David, Alex?
Let's go Sixers against Golden State tomorrow.
All right,
Alex, you kissed your mother with that mouth? You kissed your mother with that mouth?
Oh man!
All
right,
Knicks.
so.
You kiss your mother with that nasty mouth?
All right.
This is.
Sure.
All right, so.
Mind if I do the outro?
Go ahead, Michael. You do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 5 for Get Your Game On. With always, Michael Cunningham, Adam Grassani, Alexander Rich, Chris Kern, and David Howard Jr. And my special guest filling in for us, family, Marcellus Murdock. On that note, keep watching. Don't cheat your life on sports. Stay lit. Honor sports. This is it. We're out.